You have no idea how that heart works. And yet it'll change on a stop like that. It'll change if you're in a race. It'll change if you're moving slow. All those are connected up to sensors, and what the energy is all about is having all those sensors being fed so that you have just this super, super wonderful, successful day. Welcome, welcome. Today is going to be not only a day that is new and has things in it that you're going to learn and expand in, but you'll be able to stand on that and use it every day, no matter where you are, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're by yourself, or whether you're with other people. Now, how could something be that powerful that you could use it everywhere? Well, obviously it's not a pill, right? Obviously it's not a shot. You know, I'm a Western doctor, gastroenterologist, internist, practiced for years, surgery, teaching all over the world, until finally, about 25 years ago, I found this wonderful, wonderful discipline, which we're going to work with today in so many different ways, which is this source energy, new life energy. It's so wonderful in that you don't have to struggle to have it support you. One of the main reasons I'm so excited about bringing this to you is that you have been given such a job being on the planet, and people have told you so many things to do, and you've also had things inside you that were either arguing or agreeing. And then if you turn the TV on, you can have a three-way conversation between the person in the room, the TV, you, and then if you have kids, and you have five-way conversation going on. And you know, where's the success here? Where's the benefit? Where's the joy? Where's the relief? Where's the getting all the things I wanted to get when I, started out in life or started out in this relationship or this job? That's what this energy is all about. The source energy is putting you back in that zone, putting you back in the place where you're in flow so that you can make it happen. But you don't have to make it happen with a sledgehammer. So you don't have to see the movie, Thor, and come down and be super powerful. You don't have to watch one of those cartoons where everybody, the first 5 minutes, everything just gets blown up. You don't have to blow up everything. Actually, all you need to do is start to bring the energy in, and the way to do that is not going to be difficult, so you're going to be excited. The first part, this segment, what we're going to do is we're going to make some changes in just where you're at right now. Deal? Yeah. All right, so this will require you, whether you're watching it here, live, or whether you're at home, I need you to stand up. Okay, now separate so you have some room between you and other people. Don't knock over their tea or coffee. Again, if you have a cell phone, make sure it's off. Okay, did you get some room? You can, expand your hands out. That's it. Don't hit the camera. Okay, so one of the things is that it's very important. The most important thing that we did was that you came here, we started the talk, and then immediately we stood up and we're doing an exercise. Remember that. Anytime you go into a room, a courtroom, a surgery, or a lecture, come in and do one of the multiple exercises we have for you. Now, you've just come to this session, and what exercise would be useful? Well, the first one is you want to take your hands like this right away, okay? And you want to put them up here. Why? Because everything on the planet sort of pulls you down. Have you ever seen anybody at a computer screen? Pulls you down. So you want to start with this is the way it's going to go today. Say that. This is the way it's going to go today. In other words, I'm going to feel super. This is not positive thinking. This is just making a declaration. Then from here, we'll add on the techniques to make it happen. But this is the way it's going to go. We're going to actually be inspired and light and full of joy and energy to get things done and flexible, right? Now, if you don't feel that way, take a bet on yourself. Take a bet on using the energy right now. But always, wherever you walk into, whatever you're doing, you need to put some energy there, or else what? You've got all that other noise there that's sort of sitting there waiting for you. Somebody's Halloween decorations looking at you. All right, it's interesting, but it's a distraction. So your hands are up, and then maybe your hands get tired, so then put them out here. And then stretch them, but also keep your back where those two bones in the back, what they are? Scapulae. Put those so that they sort of get together a little bit. Can you see that? Can you feel how you pull it back and just have them get together a little bit? Now, the more you get them together and the more you stretch out and keep your stomach in at the same time, the easier it is. So try it. And then just let them float there in that position. Got it? Now, this is a place to take a deep breath, because you're going to watch you take a much deeper breath now. So I've had clients over the years who've always said, you know, I can't take 10 deep breaths. I can't remember to do that. And I always said, I understand. Because you don't want to, because you get distracted. But now you've got this program that no matter where you go, whatever you're going to do, you're going to start and you're going to physically remember that once you put your hands like that, it's very easy to put them like this. Isn't it? It's not difficult, is it? They can actually float here. Sort of fun. And you could let slow, 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 slow. Then you can put them here. Now, all you're doing is setting the template for your life right now, how you want it to go for you. You're not folding yourself into the Halloween decorations at work or at home or with your kids. You're now creating your space. Do you mind? If somebody wants to like jump with the herd, whatever else is going on before they create their own energy space, this is not a program for you. Because this program is about you growing to be a tall tree and not have to lean on somebody else or have somebody else lean on you, that you feel sufficient. So then you can move the hand the other way. And you notice it can be light. You can let it just float even higher. Down here, just try it. Just try it. You may feel it, you may not. And you can then slowly bring it up, but never fast. All this has to be done really slow. There's a reason for that. And then you can do it the other way. You can bring it down. Pull your stomach in when you bend your knees. Pull this down. All right? So then, well, gosh, what happened? Now those hands that were out, now they can sort of float there. You don't have to even hold them much. Maybe a little bit, right? But it's sort of fun, isn't it? What if all this power is here to support you? Unless in your head or somebody else says, no, you need to look at the Halloween decorations. That's more important. You do not focus on you being totally in the zone and in flow. Or unless somebody demands it of you. But we're having this whole talk and whose hands are just sitting here? Yours. So then you can put it here again. And then you could actually move to the right and let it roll with you. But soft, easier, no rush. Then you can roll it back to the center. Then you can make that shift again. Take time. You may feel something, you may not. You may just enjoy that they're lighter. And then roll to the left. Got it? My head's forward for now, but there is an exercise where you can roll around and follow it. But here it is. So then you roll it back here. And then you can just say, oh, today's going to be wonderful. Can you say that? Are you willing to say that every time you walk into work or every time you come to your desk? Yes. Yeah. Do you know why? Because you are one. You're part of a wonderful, wonderful process that's happening on the planet where people actually want it to work for everybody. They want it to be win-win. And this is the win-win center of the universe, and everybody knows that. So now just take this and just let it roll down, and then you can put it right here on your stomach. But it's all very slow. So now some people are going, well, is that it? You could say, is that it? And at that moment, when you say that's it, you want to not be distracted by the Halloween decorations that said that's it, but you want to go, well, let's see, what is it? Let's say you just walked into any place, or you just got out of bed, or you just started your day. And while you were doing that exercise, without you knowing it, your heart was pumping exactly the right way so that you could enjoy that exercise. And I know you built the heart before you came here, right? You're gonna know how to do all that, right? I mean, that's why you get to drive it. I mean, it's your responsibility, and you have no idea how that heart works. And yet it'll change on a stop like that. It'll change if you're in a race. It'll change if you're moving slow. All those are connected up to sensors, and what the energy is all about is having all those sensors being fed so that you have just this super, super wonderful, successful day in the grade 8, which is all the things that you deserve with the energy. So what else did you not do this morning that you get to enjoy so far that allowed you that exercise? What else did you not do? Well, you didn't create your feet. You know, you didn't. And right now, if I sent you back to the library, you still couldn't do it. And if I told you to spend the rest of your life trying to figure it out, it's already been done. Nobody can do it. You can make plastic, but that's not these that grow themselves at night while you're having dreams. So that's what goes on when you put your hands here. You do the acknowledgement. Now, I know so many people say, oh, the more I have gratitude, the better that I expand. That's true. But they never get to the gratitude, just like they never get to the 10 breaths, because they don't get to acknowledging, right? So don't worry so much about gratitude. Worry about, can I acknowledge those things that I get to benefit from? I mean, if you had this is for the guys maybe, I don't know what the gals, but if you had a red Ferrari convertible out in front of where you work, and you know, you'd look out the window every once in a while if it was brand new and go, God, I'm really glad I got that, you know? Well, what about these things? What about these things? The only reason you don't get to acknowledge those like a red Ferrari is what has gotten in the way of the sensors pulling in the energy. And all the disciplines that are out there that sort of have you say we got to take bad things out of you, really you don't have much. I've been a doctor in a lot of years. You're really good inside. All you need to do is let those sensors pull in the energy, and it just takes first your decision, and then first after that to do some movement like the exercises we have for you. These are 5,000 years old from Lao Tzu. And then also when you finish the exercise at any time, you need to do the acknowledgement exercise. So I always try to find at least 10 things, since taking 10 breaths is too hard. So, I mean, really, I've heard that my whole life, and I just gave up on it with people. I'm not going to even tell you to take 10 breaths because, you know, you won't do it. But you will find things that you didn't create. So I want you to acknowledge 10 things I didn't create that I'm glad I got right now. So close your eyes, and while you hold in your belly, and at the end, I always add, and I want them to stay there working just the way they are without me having to stress and keep getting stronger. So pick 10 things that I didn't create that I really am glad I got, and I'm using them, and I want them to stay good all day. Now, if you were in the Indianapolis 500, you'd be doing that anyway with every engine and every bolt and every nut. You go, is this thing really here? I'm glad it's here. Let's make sure it stays there. You don't even have to make sure it stays there, except in this planet, it's really important to vote. So if you vote to acknowledge these things, then the way the planet is, because of quantum physics, it'll then support you and start to rise up to what you want. We'll get more into that. So did everybody come up with 10? Did you come up with 10 out there, please? Yeah, okay, so if you got 10, then you can just open your eyes and smile, and then we'll do a breathing exercise, okay? So sit down. Now, the reason we're gonna do a breathing exercise right off the bat is because there have been so many people who have come and asked me to do really intense world peace breathing exercises, and ones for certain diseases and ones for other problems. But what the biggest request was recently was that people wanted to have a rapid breathing exercise that would just allow you just to sharpen up and get stuff done right away. Would that be interesting to you all? Yes. Okay, so and then we'll have some sharing afterwards about any victories you've had using the energy up till now, so that people can see that there is no limit to how the energy can express itself. You can either be, you know, Michelangelo, or you can be Picasso, or you can be who? Fred Mertz. So it doesn't matter who is Fred Mertz. Nobody knows. I Love Lucy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Why do we remember Fred, right? Don't go into that, but the point is that I have a lot of famous Freds in my life, and that's why I remember it. Okay, so close your eyes for a second. We're going to do the breathing exercise. Make sure your phones are off. Now this one's going to be rapid, but not rapid in stress, not rapid in force, but just rapid in getting you your result. Okay? So if we're going to get your result, then we need for you to close your eyes and make a goal. Right? So pick something for today, one goal for today. It could be, I want to make sure that I feel stronger throughout the entire day and I'm excited and go out and swim afterwards. Anything. Pick a goal for today in body, in your physique, in your health. I want my feet to be light and zoom around when I jog today. I want to jog today. Make a goal. Okay, that's in by. Make one in terms of just today, in terms of relationship. I'd like to have, people connect with me and I get just a bang out of it. I just love that we're connecting. That I get this whole experience that other people talk about, that they just get lit up by other people, and I just always feel like I'm taking on their weight. I don't want to do that. So make it a joy, not a stress, that you could have a great goal. So that's 2, okay? And then the third one, you could make a goal for something you really want to have function well, that's at home, something in your environment, something that you want to have stress-free. Like I'd like that piece of equipment or whatever it is to keep going for a few more months or something like that, okay? Okay, you don't have to write them down, you just have to say them because we're going to experience them as they come out. So then keep your eyes closed. In a breathing exercise, you do only the joy part. You do only the joy part. And sooner or later, you're going to get that that's why you're here on the planet. That's why you were given all these red Ferraris inside of different qualities that allow you to make so much success in any direction you want. So keep your eyes closed and take a deep breath. So as you take a deep breath, what's really interesting to know is that wherever you're at, it's not really part of the importance. What's important, whether you're in an airport lobby or whether you're at home, whether there's kids screaming, whether there's the usual gentleman outside with the blower every day in somebody's yard, or whether there's the ocean. People want to have results. You don't need to depend on that to support you. You just need to take a deep breath here and let your body start to absorb the energy in the vibrations. And throughout this breathing exercise, I'm giving you the vibrations in the room so that all you have to do is just keep relaxing and follow the instructions. You don't have to work. You already have gotten it that most of your life, you really haven't had to work for that liver to keep, taking care of all that alcohol you drink or all the champagne that you're going to celebrate with for your birthday. Or, you don't have to do anything. You just get to have the fun part. You don't have to do any of the, deconstruction. Same way with muscles. They get to zoom up and you can get stronger each day. So the fun of actually having all these instruments, I want you to take a breath and let it flow down through your neck, through your shoulders, through your elbows, through your arms, hands. You can wiggle your fingers. Remember, acknowledgement is all you need to get gratitude going. And then take a deep breath and then let that breath go down all the way into your waist and all those things that are operating 24/7. That's true, 24/7, every minute. No Fat Friday break. Constantly supporting you for whatever you want. No breaks. What kind of employee is that? Yours. You get to use every single instant. You can go running the Pyrenees if you want, or you can run to work. But the point is, notice it. All that you have within you, below your rib cage, below the lungs, all those different organ systems, and then down to your hips where these bones are that you're either sitting on or you're lying on a bed or a floor. It's pretty neat, that bone there. I mean, really. Glad we have it because it's strange in that it does so many things. You can sit on it, you can lay on it, you can send a baby through it, or you can just have it come back to normal size. So as you do that, what about your implements below that? What about your upper leg that's connected to that somehow so that you can go out and do something? You may not be doing trampoline right now, but you get to go stairs, or at least get into your car. You don't have to be, picked up with one of those things that picks things up out of the construction site and dropped into your car. So take a deep breath and notice that you can breathe down to your thighs and your knees, and then down to your legs as you just let the energy just flow in. It's all the different vibrations. You don't need to count them, just like you don't even count all the cells that make up all the structures we've just looked at. And somebody told you, oh, that's too much for you to think about. No, it isn't. In other breathing exercises, we're going to go around and visit each one of those organs. You'll be able to see the cell. You get to go inside. You come out. You get to participate in you. You're part of all this. You're not extant from this wonderful Ferrari structure that has these knees on it now, and then down to the lower leg and breathe. You should breathe deeper now because we're breathing all the way down the legs. It's okay to yawn. Breathe deeper, and then breathe down to your feet. And you can breathe down to your feet, and if you've got feet, then acknowledge that. Remember, the acknowledgement's all you need. And if you want to smile, good idea, because the energy always flows into you much quicker and faster if you're in the smiling routine. And so some people who wouldn't want you to have a lot of energy would not allow smiling, and that's sad. But since you're now all free people to go freely into the world and create with this wonderful structure that you don't even know how it got made, you didn't make it this morning, you didn't make it last night, it's still making itself over and over again. Every couple seconds, new cells are being made with little guys inside. And I mean, the whole thing is sort of just dynamic. So I know you think that, oh, there's a book out, you must relax. But to tell you the truth, most of you is already going on in a relaxed fashion and handling what you want to get done. That's why you're the one supposed to be making the goals after you connect with it. Now, connecting is nothing more than getting behind the driver's wheel, the Ferrari, and you're already there. That's where you woke up today. You woke up in the driver's seat. So since you're in the driver's seat, why not put some gas in? So let's deep breath and let it all come in. Let it come in through your shoulders. Let it come in through your armpits. Let it come in through your low back. And so if you're sitting, you might get a little more readjusted, or if you're lying there, you might readjust, but it's all like the whole thing is just this big, huge, incredibly large gazillion mechanisms going off all simultaneously. It's not like, maybe the adrenals are waiting for you to finish this exercise. They're not. They've already got good instructions on how to make sure this thing works. You just need to acknowledge that, hey, this is pretty cool. I want to keep this. I want to make this work. What am I going to do with this huge, fantastic structure that I don't even know how to make it even accomplish the next thing? But doggone it, that's all I don't know. I mean, really, that's all you don't know. The rest of it, you didn't know either. You don't know much. Except somehow you were born in the driver's seat of this Ferrari, and you get to explore and drive or walk or run or investigate all kinds of unknowns. And for those of you who drive, you know that as you drive on a road, and sometimes it's a curve, you can see just far enough to know how much further you're going to keep going. You don't say, okay, well, around the curve, of course, there's going to be more road, or around the curve, there's going to be it's going to fall off we're going to go into flat planet, and it just ends. No, you have sensations and sensors because of the energy that you can detect in a distance that, as long as I go farther and I can detect a certain distance, you've got all this equipment that allows you to recognize you can go further even when you don't even know what's there. So take a deep breath and say, I don't have to know what's there. I really don't. I just have to discover it. If you were going to know in advance, it wouldn't be this place. Sorry. This place, you get so much extra firepower with your arms, legs, brain, things that you're going to discover with the energy that you get to utilize even more and more every day, that it's just almost like a complete fantasy show of just being alive. So put a big smile on, take a deep breath. And remember those wishes or goals you made. Just see if you could say those real simply without a lot of pressure, because you notice you're not getting pressure right now from, your rib. You're not getting pressure from, your femur. It's doing its job by staying on track, making the whole process one where you get to enjoy it. So make those 3 goals and enjoy it. If you have any concerns or fears, just breathe the energy into those concerns about those goals. And as you breathe, you're always going to be taking in more and more and more and more and more and more of the energy. Why? Because you are familiar with all these 5,000-year-old practices, and you're using them and they work. Watch out, you're going to get smarter and more successful. I wish you a great, great day. Thank you. Slowly open your eyes and come back in the room. Now, we ended that just like that. And what's interesting, sometimes you may get interrupted, but if you don't get interrupted, then close your eyes back again and rub your hands if you have time to do this. Sometimes if I'm doing this and I'm in a place where it's a lot of other people around, I'll surreptitiously rub my hands. But just rub your hands, get a little, and then what this is locks it in. So you just put them over your chest for a second. This is a process that's also set up just like your elbow was set up. You have no idea how the elbow is set up. You're never going to know. But can you use the elbow? Can you play tennis or golf? Or hit a ping pong ball at least? So this part is also the same thing. Just groove with it. Just let it happen. You don't have to have 5 trillion senses for every single thing that's going on. What you want to do is just get the power. You can smile now. Rub your hands and then touch your belly button. You can smile and pull it in. And then if no one's around me, if there's not like 5 other people staring at me while I rub my hands again, which is what I always usually do first because this is the way it's supposed to go, I put it over my eyes. But you can't do this while you're sitting in a car or when somebody's talking to you. So you have to secretly put this up. Because remember, this is a breathing exercise for you to get in no matter where you are, what you're doing. And you can do it. Your body's doing it. You're just getting into the groove. Take that all the way in, all the way to the back of what you can sense. The back of your eyes, the back of your pineal, the back of your cerebellum, the back of your skull, or even farther. And then take a deep breath. And then slowly we're going to open our eyes. And that is a rapid fire breathing exercise. And you did it in a very short period of time. We'll probably have it recorded. We'll have them so they can play this. But what's interesting is that it doesn't take that long, does it? You don't have to do like 25 or 45 minutes, but you have to know what you're going to do. So did that work for anybody? Yeah, some people want really long ones, and I don't blame you because then you get to float into a million different places and come back Superman or Superwoman, but that's okay. You fit that on your schedule for the rest of, as a matter of fact, that's what today's about, is you getting all your goals and getting everything to happen. But what we want to focus on is the fact is, can you get a good result in a short period of time? Yes or no? Yes. Did anybody get a good result from the breathing exercise? Yes. Okay, does anybody feel a little bit better than they did before they came in? Yes. Okay, now, is there something wrong with that? No. Ask this person inside your head. It'll say there is. You don't have time for that. You're in a rush. You didn't eat today. You've got calls. Look at your cell phone first. Get free of all these problems. You don't have time to do that yet. You need to hustle. I'm the only one who has that. Does anybody else have that? So when that happens, you're just going to do the same thing, which is go, no, I can handle this 1,000 times better if I just pop into a short breathing exercise. Say this, doesn't take that long. So when that thing starts talking to you, or somebody out there goes, hey, you got that paper? You go, wait, go in and do your thing. If you can do it in front, if people are there, if you're in a big audience, or if you're by yourself, it's much easier to go like this. But the rest of it, nobody's available to make any comments, and so then you can just start powering up. So why wouldn't you do that every time you come into work or you come into anything new? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that when you start anything old? So some people are like, oh, well, I have to have a real reason to do everything. You got a real reason because you don't know how this mechanism works. You've been driving crazy all over the world, not getting the full benefit, and you know that. And you'd like to be great in all of those 8. And to be great in all 8 of the what the energy provides, you sort of got to be able to use the energy so that you can multitask, be in the zone, and be able to say, okay, I want this to happen here, I want this to happen here, this to happen here, this to happen here, this here, this here, this here. I didn't say I went through this much detail. I just said that's what I want. And then lo and behold, you'll pull in enough energy between breakfast and lunch that you may get 2/3 of them done. Has anyone ever had that experience? You got way more done than you thought? Yeah. What does the voice in your head say about that? Lucky. Lucky. That other person canceled. That was the only reason you got it. You're really still not good. So I will definitely have you be relieved of that voice and have you relieved of any obstacles, because the energy is all about your enlightenment. It's the fastest route to enlightenment in China or in all Asia. But you have to want certain things. Otherwise, you know how nature doesn't like a vacuum? Physics, nature abhors a vacuum. 𝑬𝒏𝒆𝒈𝒄𝒄𝒆𝒔𝒔. Nature abhors, in other words, it doesn't allow it unless you want to go into a black hole. And black hole means you're contracting, which isn't life. So if you want to be life, it means you're expanding. All these cells are redeveloping. You need to get the picture, get the message. While you were asleep or while you're doing breathing exercise, you just gained another couple cells here, 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 here. Everybody's going, go, go. They're like cheerleaders. And all you do is get with the program. No, you don't know how they make a football, but you play. You don't know how effective you are until maybe you watch the replay of something and then you say, hey, that really worked. I want to try and do that again. But next time it's all different, so you got to reinvent something new. You are the king and queen of new. That's who you are. And if you're new, that means it's new. So say, I'm the king and queen of new. And you get to discover all the new things that work for you in each one of these goals. So all you need to do is sort of make a sort of secret mission that tomorrow I'm going to find, you tell me, how many times a day would you be able to pull this off? Once? Twice? Maybe on the way to, as soon as you get to work, or when you, or before you leave to come back, or before you wake up with the kids. Does anybody say they could go for 2 times a day? Raise your hand. Yeah. Can anybody go for 3? All right, 3. You all text me. Let me know. And let me know if it works. I definitely need to hear if it works. You send the messages into Harmony, she'll get them to me. So I think it's cool that it doesn't have to be tough. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. When people come in and have an individual treatment with me, it's usually this long list of 10 million things. And I don't take that lightly because I've seen enough pain in my life, 30 years in the emergency room, surgery, traveling, 100,000 patients or more, and a lot of blood and guts and pain, and I don't like that. And I know you don't like that. So what can you do to resolve that? Well, we're going to get into that with each module that we're going forward to in the didactic part of this course. And for today, we're going into something that's going to get you like exploding out of the stratosphere on the way to running all of this and being enlightened. But before we start on that, would you like to have 1 share or 2 of anybody that's had a victory using the energy? Some people may be groggy after doing that, but some people may be awake. Does anybody have a victory after using the energy? Una más? Una? Who's here from far away? You're far away. Come over here. Yeah, come up. So we have people who visit from every place, and we don't even advertise for that. You know that? Once we start advertising, come up here, sir. And there'll be a mic here for you. All right, and say hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brian from Beaumont, California.
You're looking good, Brian.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you look really good.
Maybe because I did my breathing exercise this morning.
Yeah. All right, so any victory or anything with the energy that you've seen recently that'd be super to share?
Yeah, there's just so many victories in the energy that I've had. You know, I will almost need help to kind of like narrow it down to like one, but one big victory is, you know, being here today and being able to share with all of you and an extended family the energy. That's kind of like my biggest victory is the new extended family in the energy that I have. I would say that was, matter of fact, when we were doing the breathing exercise just now, it was a grade 8, but the grade 8 was, you know, the foundation of the grade 8 for me is like the relationships, and that's a big focus for me. You know, so family, relationships, friends, you know, business relationships is huge, and I notice that's where a lot of it really comes together for me.
And how is that affected or enhanced by the energy practices and modules so far? What do you see? Is it easier, or is it more open,
like,
or what?
Yeah, for example, you know, using the grade 8, the acronym for reaching. So like I reach, and all of my, you know, relationships are for reaching. Relationships is every one of my relationships, whether it's a business relationship, I reach further to explore more of the opportunities with the business relationships, and I feel like growth and expansion in my business because of that. And then with family members, I'm always reaching to connect with each individual family member that I have, and just, you know, just express gratitude and empathy and compassion, and, you know, some things that I really wasn't connected to before the energy, but now that I am connected, it seems so much more sincere with like family. So yeah, so family, business relationships.
Cool. Yeah, one of the biggest things that I ever get back, doesn't matter if I'm in Silicon Valley and somebody says I just have to like be able to make a gazillion dollars to be able to buy this company, that's all I care about, or I need to be able to get back and be physical if I'm dealing with people that are trying to get in the Olympics. As a matter of fact, you're getting into what? What's it called, Xterra?
Yeah, I do a lot of off-road triathlon, which is Xterra.
You've done well though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, but everybody who says, even for this, that they say, all my goals, I ask them right away what's happening the next day or after that, and they all say, well, it's funny, my wife or my office says, whatever you did over the weekend or with that treatment down in Los Angeles, you need to go back to that doctor. Why? Because you're like this dreamboat person to be around now, and we love working for you, or we love relating to you. One lady said, she says, I don't know what happened, but without your effort, it looks like you've returned to the guy I married. That's not bad. So the joy of relationships is something that it really is not promoted in the Enquirer magazine. The joy of relationships is not promoted in People magazine or in us. The drama, the trauma, but super joy, no. Maybe a diamond ring might fall through, or a wedding. But you get that the joy is part of one of the things that you deserve. Not something that this thing says you shouldn't have that or you don't need that. I'm impressed. Thank you.
And one thing, the last Xterra event that I did in Southern California, I visited Dr. B a couple days prior. And so I really had, after we visited, I had journaled and goaled, and I was really focused on, before when I was raced, it was like, I want to win, I want to fight my way to the front, and just kind of really push the body. And being in the energy for the last year, I've taken a completely different approach on that now. So it's, again, back to the relationships. Relationships are number one, because you meet so many great people at these events, where before I just went to the events just to compete. I'd put in my time, my race, and then I'd, go home, collect my medal, and get out of there. Now it's like, no, it's a completely different, it's a whole, looking at these through a whole new lens, and just, just sharing the camaraderie. Now I see the camaraderie in these events, but when I had seen Dr. B some time back, I'd roll some goals, and I did the race, like, it was pretty much effortlessly.
What kind of race?
It was an Xterra race in Southern California.
So what does that mean?
It was an off-road triathlon.
What does
so
that
it was
mean?
It was an open water swim, then it was rigorous mountain biking, and then it was just a straight up hill mountain run. It was pretty brutal, but it wasn't for me. This
Wait.
race was not.
How many people today swam before you came here? How many miles? Or how much time? Distance?
I think it was 15. It was 1.1 mile swim.
So how many people swam 1 mile before they came here? Please take that notice. How many people, what else do you do, run? Or
And
bike?
then it was a 20-mile mountain bike ride.
20-mile mountain bike ride, not just flat. How many people did that before they came today? Okay, and there was more? What else?
Yeah, and then there's a 6-mile run.
Then there's just a 6-mile run. How many
only
people
6
did
miles.
that? So the joy of connecting with other people in the energy is not only the victory, and that's why we have the breathing exercises to get you all organized, but mostly that's why we have the group calls, and that's why people from all over the world call in and they get to share. Now, the person who's sharing thinks they're sharing just because they're all loving what happened and want other people to know about it. But the people that are listening, because you have been doing the modules, the exercises, the other breathing exercises, watching the videos, listening to the audios, your sensors are way more attuned. You're one of those people that can pull up something, right away. Is this a good pizza or not? And when you're in the atmosphere of someone who's sharing a win, do you think that he's sending out vibrations that are things that your body is going to enjoy? Or are these vibrations that you should be concerned, afraid, problematic? No, it's not just your motivation that inspires you. It's when you feel like you want to do it. And those, believe it or not, come from your sensors being open so that you can pull in the energy and then you can go do it. And so many people say, oh, well, I don't know if I could get that far that fast. Well, that's because this part doesn't know anything anyway. I already told you that. Did we go through that? Do you know anything? Did you build your elbow before you came here? No. So stop thinking you know. You're never going to know. You came here not knowing. You won't know when you leave. But you definitely get to have a good time. And you get to have relationship, huh?
Well, on the group calls, everybody shares and wins really fuels and motivates me too as well. So
Yeah,
those
so you
calls
get
are
to
great.
pick up on other people's vibration. That's what's so great about the energy network. And that's why people all over the world are always saying, oh, could you come here and do a session like this and have a whole big audience and everybody just gets, just bombed with the energy in the whole room, and then you can watch the video over and over again and just get ready to go and run 6 miles. Yes, I can travel, but the most important thing is you are set up to participate with what's good in the world. You don't have to hunker down. You should keep opening up your sensors, and then when you're on a group call, any kind of share like that, I think I could sort of groove with that. Maybe we go running sometime.
Well, and by the way, that last race that I did, I had won it, but I got to hear
What happened?
The birds chirping. What?
You what?
Oh, so that Xterra race that I did.
Did you?
The last one?
What
Yeah. So I
happened?
won.
Say that again?
Right? I won. Woo!
Wait, how many people were in this Xterra race?
Oh, there's maybe a couple hundred.
A couple hundred, is that more than a few?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, a couple hundred.
couple athletes.
And so, how many people go to work every day and there's at least a couple hundred people there? Are going to life, and then you're going to meet at least a couple hundred people. Lots. Yet, to be able to fuel yourself so that you can compete and still be number one, cool.
Well, what was great was like on the mountain, you couldn't really talk too much swimming, but like on the mountain bike, my goal was to like greet and say good morning to everybody as we're climbing up the hill, so that was pretty cool. And encourage people, so yeah.
Pick it up. Let your body feel those vibrations. Go, how does he do that? How does he hold himself? What's he doing? Where's he going? I don't need to take 10,000, whatevers orally or injectable. You need to have your sensors on like he is to be a winner. And it's not genetic. You get it too. Do you know how you made your genes anyway? No. So stop worrying about that. It is practical though. Otherwise it wouldn't be possible for you to have done all the gazillion things that you have done and are going to do. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. B. And everyone else too. Thank you.
How's our time? Okay, so remember the first hour is all organic, and there's so many things we wanted to try and change. So I want to see how you are during the breaks, after we did the physical exercise and the breathing exercise, and then we got a chance to investigate one of our buddies here and have him share. But on the breaks, you get to do that too. So you get to go up to each other and go, hey, how are you? And then sense where their vibration is. Have you ever been around somebody that you knew you didn't want to be around their vibration? Have you ever been to like the theater and you go, hey, this is really a great play, there, and somebody's, they're asleep in their chair. You go, I don't think I want to do that. I want to fall asleep. I want to stay awake for this theatrical performance. Or you ask somebody else and they go, oh, they changed the actress, so I don't know if I even want to watch. How are you being inspired by other people's vibrations? It's very difficult. But if you know that the universe is set up for you so that you can pull it in regardless of who's around you, then you start becoming even more powerful of a superstar. Okay, let's take a quick break. Thank you.